Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Mrs. Anand, retired professor from NISCARE CSIR. Today I am going to talk on the module on reference sources, their use and evaluation criteria, including electronic resources, from paper, information sources, systems and services. Module, you'll be able to define reference sources, explain the need for reference sources, differentiate between reference sources from other information sources, enumerate various categories of reference sources, define dictionary, thesaurus, encyclopedia, yearbook, almanac, directory, handbook, manuals, biographical information sources, biographies, indexing and abstracting periodicals and databases. Describe geographical information sources such as maps, charts, globes, atlases, and guidebooks. Identify the electronic versions of various reference sources available online. A reference source provides answers to brief facts, statistical information, background information, or directs the searcher to additional information source. The reference librarians usually provide reference services on the basis of reference sources in their collection. ALA Glossary of Library Information Science provides a functional definition of reference sources as a book designed by the arrangement and treatment of its subject matter to be consulted for definite item of information rather than to be read continuously. Reference sources are used for providing ready reference service to the library users and for locating original documents on specific subject or topic. In most libraries, these books are not issued and are located in a separate reference collection. This practice makes reference sources readily available and easily accessible. Most of the reference books are specifically designed to provide required information quickly and in most convenient form. Although the term reference book is frequently used, reference sources may be books, serials, online databases, or internet. Reference books include dictionaries, encyclopedias, handbooks, manuals, yearbooks, almanacs, directories, biographical and geographical sources. Bibliographies, indexing and abstracting periodicals, and databases also come under the category of reference sources, as they are used for locating original document on specific subject or topic. Then libraries develop catalogs, bibliographies, and subject guides, which also serve as an in-house reference tools to facilitate access to resources of the library. This module of paper on information sources, systems and services deals with reference sources, their use and how to evaluate them. Types of reference sources. One can categorize reference sources in library into three broad groups: standard reference sources, other reference sources such as secondary periodicals, and local reference sources. Standard reference sources include standard reference collection of the library like dictionaries, encyclopedias, yearbooks, handbooks, manuals, almanacs, directories, geographical and biographical information sources. Other reference sources. These groups include bibliographies, indexing and abstracting periodicals, and databases, which are used for locating original information on a given subject or topic. Third category is local reference sources such as catalogs, bibliographies, and subject guides, which are developed by individual libraries and are used as reference tools for facilitating access to local resources of the library. Dictionaries. A dictionary is a book containing words of a language arranged alphabetically with their meaning. Dictionaries are used for finding meanings, spelling, pronunciation, and usage of words. Dictionaries are also used for finding etymology and various forms of words. Some dictionaries are used for translation of words from one language to another language. Based on the number, scope, coverage, and treatment of words, dictionaries can be categorized as general language dictionaries, subject dictionaries, special purpose dictionaries, and translating dictionaries. General language dictionaries cover all the words of a language and give meaning, definition, and explanation of the word in the same language. Based on the size and number of words covered and target audience, general language dictionaries can be comprehensive, unabridged, or abridged college or desk dictionaries or children's dictionary. Most comprehensive, unabridged dictionaries cover all the words of a language, including past as well as currently in use words. Abridged college and desk dictionaries cover only most common and currently used words. Children's dictionary cover words related to course curriculum. In children's dictionary, definitions are simple. There are more illustrations to clear the concept. Encyclopedias. Encyclopedia is a book or set of books giving information on all the fields of knowledge or on particular subject field, with articles arranged alphabetically. A general encyclopedia covers information on topics from every field of knowledge, whereas subject encyclopedia provides more detailed information on specific area of knowledge such as science and technology, social sciences, humanities, arts, etc. For example, McGraw-Hill Encyclopedia of Science and Technology. Articles in an encyclopedia vary in length, ranging from a small paragraph to over hundreds of pages, depending upon the topic covered, target audience, and type of encyclopedias. That means single volume or multi-volume encyclopedia. General encyclopedia. A general encyclopedia covers information on topics from every field of knowledge. General encyclopedia may be multi-volume, such as 32-volume Encyclopedia Britannica. General encyclopedia may be multi-volume or single volume. A single volume encyclopedia such as Britannica Concise Encyclopedia. Subject encyclopedia provides more detailed information on specific area of knowledge, such as science and technology, social sciences, humanities, arts, etc. Subject encyclopedia may be multi-volume or single volume. For example, McGraw-Hill Encyclopedia of Science and Technology is 20-volume set. Single volume subject encyclopedia. From the same publisher, there is a single volume concise encyclopedia of science and technology. Yearbooks. A yearbook is published annually. It contains the details of events and happenings of previous years. Based on the content and coverage, an yearbook can be categorized as international, national, or subject yearbook. An international yearbook covers previous year's events and developments on political, economic, and social front of the world. whereas a national yearbook provides this information on individual country. Yearbooks depend on government sources for statistical information. Subject yearbook covers previous year's achievements and development in particular subject field. International yearbook. An international yearbook covers previous year's events and development on political, economic and social front of the world, such as the Statesman yearbook. National yearbook. National yearbook provides political, economic and social account of an individual country. National yearbooks are compiled by the respective government of that country and are considered reliable and authoritative. For example, India 2015 is a national yearbook published by Publication Division, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India. Subject yearbook. A yearbook devoted to specific subject or group of subject is a subject yearbook. For example, Macro-Hill Yearbook of Science and Technology is brought out every year to cover significant achievements in areas of science and technology during the previous year. This way it keeps the Encyclopedia of Science and Technology up to date. Almanac. An almanac is a reference book published every year and contains statistical and descriptive data on social, economic and political front of the countries of the world. In addition, it provides astronomical data such as calendar of the month with eclipses, movement of planets, and rising and setting of sun, moon and stars. Present-day almanacs include a comprehensive presentation of statistical and descriptive data covering the entire world. Major topics covered are geography, government, demographic data, agriculture, economics and business, health and medicine, science and technology, transport, sports, awards and prizes. Contents also include articles focusing on previous year as well as summary of recent events. For example, World Almanac and Book of Fact is published annually in USA by Barnes and Noble. Whitaker's Almanac is published annually in UK by A&C Black Publishers. Now the almanacs are more like yearbooks. Both depend on government sources for statistical data. The only difference is almanac presents astronomical data which is absent in the yearbooks. Handbook. Handbook is a concise reference book providing information on or instruction about a topic or subject. Subject handbooks give brief information or facts on areas of a particular subject. Most of the information in the handbook is in the form of tables, graphs, symbols, equations, formulas, etc. Handbook. Handbooks are meant for practitioners and professionals working in an industry or a laboratory. They are designed to be easily consulted and provide quick answers. CRC brings out large number of handbooks for practitioners. Manual. A manual provides step-by-step instructions on how to do a particular job or operate a particular machine. Directories. A directory provides list of names and addresses of people and organizations. General directories are telephone directories giving telephone numbers, names and addresses of the subscribers. These directories are compiled by post and telegraph departments. Directories of organizations are called special directories. These directories can be broadly grouped into three categories. Directories of academic and research institutions help in locating experts in the fields. Types of courses offered, admission procedures, etc. Similarly, trade and business directories are handy for finding information on firms dealing with different types of industrial products. Telephone directory. General directories are telephone directories giving names and addresses of the subscribers. These directories are compiled by post and telephone departments. Special directories. Directories of organizations are called special directories. These directories can be broadly grouped into three categories: directories of academic and research institutions, professional directories, trade and business directories. Directories of academic and research institutions help in locating experts in the fields, types of courses offered, admission procedures, etc., of the academic institutions. For example, the Europa World of Learning is an international directory. It is a comprehensive guide to 33,000 academic institutions of higher education and research in the world. Professional directories. There are thousands of learned societies and associations in the world in every field of knowledge. Members of these associations are scholars in their area of specialization. These associations also compile directories listing details of their members. Trade and business directories. Trade and business directories provide information about trade, business, and industries. Geographical information sources include maps, atlases, globes, gazetteers, and guidebooks. Geographical sources provide information on places of interest in narrative form through gazetteer and visually through maps, globes, and atlases. Maps, atlases, and globes can be used for finding location of towns, rivers, mountains, countries, and continents. These sources make it possible for the user to visualize the relationship between a country and a continent. User can find demographics and population trends of a particular place using a gazetteer. Guidebooks are basically travel guides or tourist guides designed to guide the travelers when to visit a particular place, how to reach, where to stay, and when to go and what to buy. Map is a pictorial presentation of Earth's surface or part of it showing countries, cities, rivers, lakes, and mountains. Atlas. A book showing collection of maps is called an atlas. Globe. Globe is a map that has been pasted or printed on a hollow sphere. Only a globe can give correct picture of the earth as a whole, as surface of the globe is rounded like the earth's surface. A globe represents all parts of the earth's surface correctly. Gazetteer is a dictionary of geographical names, listing names of places, seas, mountains, and other geographical entities of particular area, along with its history, economic development, geography, and the people. Based on their coverage, a gazetteer can be categorized into international, national, or local gazetteer. International gazetteer. So, Merriam-Webster's Geographical Dictionary is an international gazetteer with 54,000 entries plus 250 detailed maps. National Gazetteer. National Gazetteer of India is in 4 volumes. Volume 1 deals with country and people. Volume 2 covers history and culture. Volume 3 deals with economic structure and activity. And Volume 4 covers administration and public affairs of the country. Guidebooks. Guidebooks are basically travel guides or tourist guides meant for people who want to visit places in their own country or any other part of the world. Main purpose of the guidebook is to guide travelers when to visit a particular place, how to reach, where to stay, what to see, and what to buy. Many printed guides are available for a large number of countries. Fodder's guide are famous ones. Fodder has brought out 300 travel guides to 7,500 destinations of the world. Biographical information sources. Biographical information sources provide information on the lives and works of famous people who are historically important and about people who are in the news. Depending upon the coverage, these sources may be international or national in scope. Biographical information sources are used to find information on the field of work, date of birth, qualification, and other details concerning the lives of famous people. Biographical information sources can be international or national in scope. For example, International Who's Who is an international biographical source which provides biographies of the world's most noteworthy people. Information provided in each country is personal data and career history, education, achievements, and membership. The publication is also available online. National Biographical Information Source. India's Who's Who, published by Infa publication, contains over 5,000 concise biographies of prominent Indians from all walks of life, including politics, civil services, education, arts, entertainment, and sports. Entries are arranged profession-wise. Other reference sources include bibliographies, indexing and abstracting periodicals, and databases. Bibliographies, indexing and abstracting periodicals, and databases are used to find original information sources on particular subject or topic. A bibliography is a list of documents that share a common factor that may be a subject, period, or an author or some other criteria. Bibliographies like National Bibliography or Trade Bibliography serve as a book selection tool. Subject bibliographies meet the information requirement of the user who are looking for information on a particular subject. Indexing and abstracting periodicals index recently published literature on specific subject discipline. These publications keep researchers abreast of the current development in their area of interest, help them to overcome language barrier, and solve their research problem, if any. Databases are organized collection of data that is stored in machine-readable form and can be easily accessed, modified, and updated. Bibliographic databases provide bibliographical details of published literature like journal articles, conference papers, books, reports, etc. Factual database provides complete facts and data on a specific subject. Full text databases or complete text database is a database that contains the complete text of books, dissertations, journals, or magazines. Electronic reference sources. Most of the reference sources are now available in electronic form. Some of the sources which are available in print form earlier are now available in electronic form only. Most of the material published today exists in computer readable form at some stage or other during its production process, and making it into electronic forms become easy. Electronic reference sources. There are many advantages of electronic reference sources than their print counterparts. Electronic reference sources are more frequently updated than their print counterparts. They provide more search options, provide access to wider range of information, provide faster and easy access to information. This is particularly so in the case of indexing and abstracting periodicals, where back volumes are consolidated into single searchable database. Search is easy and extremely fast. Online bibliographic databases provide linkages from citations to full-text e-journals. Full-text data can be delivered instantly on the remote computer. Content can be delivered in multimedia format where text, video, and sound can be added. A print source can be used by one user at a time, whereas an electronic source can be accessed simultaneously by many users. An online electronic source can be accessed at any time and from any place wherever network exists. However, there are some limitations of electronic resources. Here, use of electronic resources requires expensive infrastructure which must be acquired, maintained, and upgraded. This covers computer hardware and software, internet connection, and subscription to databases. Electronic reference sources, despite being user-friendly, require certain degree of computer literacy to get maximum benefit from them. This means that the libraries have to incur expenses to train their staff as well as their users to use these resources. Another limitation is most of the publishers of e-resources sell their products through license agreement, which imposes certain restrictions on their usage. And another disadvantage is reading from computer screen is strenuous. Most of the users prefer to take printout for reading. Evaluation of reference sources. Selection and evaluation of reference sources for the library is one of the important tasks of a reference librarian. Librarian should read published review of a reference book before purchasing it. If that is not available, then general reference criteria need to be applied before purchasing an item. This includes checking the scope and purpose, authority, currency, arrangement and format, cost, and suitability of the reference source for the target audience. To sum up, in this module, we have covered reference sources, their use, and evaluation criteria. Reference sources provide answers to brief facts, statistical information, background information, or direct the user to additional information sources. Reference collection in a library is extensively used for providing ready reference service to the library users, as well as for compiling subject bibliographies and handling specific search or research type of queries. Reference sources include dictionaries, encyclopedias, handbooks, manuals, yearbooks, almanacs, geographical and biographical information sources. Bibliographies, indexing and abstracting periodicals, and databases are also come in the category of reference sources, as these are used for locating documents on specific subject or topic. In-house tools developed by individual library such as catalog, bibliographies, subject guides can also be categorized as reference sources as these tools facilitate access to library holdings. To build an appropriate reference collection for a library, the librarian must have knowledge of users' requirement. He or she should know how to use and evaluate reference sources. General evaluation criteria cover checking scope and purpose, publishing and compiling authority, currency of the source, arrangement of the source, its format, and cost and suitability of the reference source for the potential users.